And so they're hard to translate. Anyway, fast forward. So after reading all of this, and she's still writing this even as she goes into the desert with her excavation team, and she gets there, and of course she runs into the Americans who had already somehow, you know, beat her to the location, and they pull a gun on her and they take her map and everything, and they basically tie her up, and they go in to explore this this underground temple. Actually, Emma does get to go with them the first time around because she's the one who digs it out. But then they make her stay outside, and then they go in to supposedly get all the riches. And then they disappear completely for like 2 or 3 days until their excavation team gets worried about it, and they go in after looking for the Americans. Next thing you know, Emma's there pretty much by herself. Everybody who's gone into the tomb has never come out, and it's a big mystery. And at the very end of this journal of hers, and I can't remember how she must have. Oh yes, she must have given this journal to her last helper before she went in. Yeah, she's afraid of returning to the tomb. It's not the human remains that troubles me, nor the weight of the sand above, nor the descent into the darkness. It's the whispers that I heard in the tomb. As absurd as it sounds, I can't help but thinking there's a curse. Ba, 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 ba. Anyway, the men say a sandstorm is coming. We better get moving. So she hands all this stuff off, including apparently her journal, goes into the tomb, and that is that. Sandstorm comes, everybody disappears. And that's where we are sitting now. But in her journal, she had found some things. This thing right here, and then it relates to some of the paperwork, right? Like here's this thing I'll show you in a minute. It looks like a kind of a checkerboard with a bunch of weird hieroglyphs on it. There's a stone die here, which you maybe saw me pull out when I first got the box. So this is basically a six-sided die. And then there's, and she talks about how it could be used, how it could be placed on the board, and it's actually kind of explicit of how you can roll the dice and rock it around and pull out hieroglyphs and transfer those to a map and figure stuff out. And maybe there's something inside of the scarab here. She keeps having this, she got really sick before she went out there. She kept having this weird dream, this hallucination about breaking this thing open and finding inside of it a gem. How did she describe it? She keeps having this dream where the scarab lies crushed in its palm, revealing a smaller blue object amongst the fragments. And I keep hearing a raspy, sandy voice whispering, "Find her, this is how you will know her." So I'm going to have to bust this open, apparently. Anyway, so there's a bunch of information in here. So here's how some of it works, which is kind of cool. So first up, there are 3 of these long parchment dealibobs. And they're numbered. This is row 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 1, 2, and 3, and 4 is here, and then 9 through 12 is right there. And how this is set up, you see like there's a snake and a wavy thing and a duck and a snake and a beetle and ba 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 ba. Well, you look at these. These are instructions on how to move this dice on this page. So for example, here you see like a snake, like a wavy flag, a duck, a snake. So you always start, and by the way, there's the same symbols are on this dice. So there's the woman pulling her hair. You always start in the middle. And then, oh, that's weird. At least 1 through 5 started in the middle. I don't know about these. Anyway, so what you do is like snake, kind of wavy flag, duck, snake. So you would rotate it. See, that's a beetle, so I don't want to go that way. If I go this way, that's not it. This way, that's not it. Hey, watch the snakes on the bottom. Yeah. So the snake is there. So you would basically rotate it so the snake is up. And then you rotate. If his duck is next, you look here. No, that's not the duck. That's not the duck. You know, you basically, oh, there's the duck. So basically you keep following these symbols, rocking the die around like this, wherever it tells you to go. And then when you're done, when you get to the end, the very last symbol right here, that's where you stop. And then you look underneath the die and there's this shape. There's a specific weird kind of shape, like a little maze. So you make a mark on that, and you can see I've marked that one. I found that one, and that one. So I've done 3 of these rows so far, just to end up there, there, and there. So once I did that, then you look at that shape very carefully, and then you open up the big map of the excavation site. And if you look very, very closely, all these tiny little squares are basically little mazes, and they're all different. So this last one here that I landed on, I had to search all of these, and I found it right there. That's the match to this. So I circled it. That took a while. This is a game, I want to hand this off to Allie and Kathy because I don't like doing puzzles. And then basically that's what that is. It's a big puzzle. It's staring for what seems like hours to find a match. But anyway, once you find the match to that, oh yeah, let's see. Back in her journal, somewhere near the back here, I think it was. Yeah, here we go. There's a very light sketch here, and it says 12 paths to reveal the eye. So once you, this is what I think is going on. Once I find, and there's exactly 12 of these strings of hieroglyphs, so I should end up with 12 mazes. I should end up with 12 points on this big map, and so I should be able to draw this eye when I'm done, crisscross between the 4 corners, and where those cross, I'm guessing I'm going to put the blue stone that I crack out of that scarab, and who knows then where I go from there. It's kind of figuring it out. But anyway, that's where I'm at now. And what else? So that's what this is. This is a journal. These are the basically part of the coding to find the locations on the map that will give me, I think I'm looking for the location of the entrance to the temple. That's my guess. And what's interesting, this is all happening in 1914, 1915, according to the documents that are all in here and the newspaper articles and everything else. But right in the bottom of the box, remember I pulled this stuff out here, and there were some pictures, which is like kind of a stone corridor and somebody holding a lantern kind of being lit up. This is somebody's shoe looking down into a stairwell or something, and then this is some immense statues and someone holding a lantern here. So this is the entrance. The way they describe it, the queen of this civilization, the pharaoh, is in a tomb guarded by these giant statues underground. So that's probably a picture from